Welcome back to Bartlett Arborist Supply. Today's video we're going to touch on the Treemotion Evo. This is my personal saddle that I rock on a daily basis. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, check out our other content across the channel. Let's dive right in. So I'm a big Treemotion fan. I really love this saddle. A lot of things for me is what sold it was the double bridge capability and the ability to switch out for different bridges. So right out of the box you would actually get a double knotted bridge. Me personally, I like the Sonai bridges with the rope bones, which is a separate purchase on its own, but for me it's worth it. And what I do is I split the bridges so I have a ring on each single one. I really like that function. So if I have to do a double tie-in with my lanyard or with another rope, I can just clip in separately and it's not pulling on one bridge, creating some awkward twists in that. The forward D's compared to the old one are a little bit beefier, redesigned on it. The forward D's, so if you didn't want to have your lanyard on your sides, your side D's, you would move them down to the forward D's and you'd get a different ride. So instead of creating pressure on the hips, you got pressure moved down lower and it's not biting down as viciously. Other than that, let's see, down you get the Cobra Buckle, which is reinforced Cobra Buckle. Always nice to have buckles. The leg padding, replaceable once it's worn down. Velcroed in there, so it's replaceable. The back pad, again, replaceable. And that's what really cool thing about the Treemotion for me was it's replaceable pieces. The bottom, the whole leg strap at the bottom, they can be replaced if they're worn out, they're done. The forward webbing for the D's, you can replace these. And the creativity options on the back. I've got a lot of trinkets, a lot of accessory hooks. That's just me personally, how I like to run mine. Here I've got my keeper, I've got a vault, first aid pouch, which you can actually loosen these up and slide right through. I keep mine on a mini beaner, which I like doing this, keep it separate. On the bottom ring, I've actually got my chainsaw lanyard, which is the recoil. Connected to that, it goes right over to my shem beaner there. And I've got another accessory hook here. And you know, I don't always have these decked out completely. It just depends on what I'm doing for that day. Kind of dictates what I'm bringing up into the tree with me. All in all, I think Treemotion did a good job on this harness. You know, just the ability to give you all that creativity. The back pads, like I said, replaceable pieces to it. So now I'm going to slap the saddle on real quick, do a little sit test with it, show you the second bridge capabilities and the forward D's. Let's get right to it. Alright, so just a quick sit test so you guys see the mobility and the range of motion you get. So let's start by buttoning up our zigzag. Now a lot of guys have asked me, is the Sonai bridge create a problem? Because you would get to the Sonai part and you would get restriction, and that's not really the case because I never find myself going fully all the way back that way. So you still get full range of motion, there's no restrictions there, you get to move around and it's pretty smooth. Now I mentioned the second bridge, so here what I do, depending on the trim or the removal, what I'm doing, right, it just gives me better positioning at times where I would just go around. Let's say this is my union there, clip back to my lanyard, and now instead of having this bridge maybe getting twisted and contorted a different way and I want a separate connection point, it separates your tie-ins. You know, I like doing this a lot so I don't have my two tie-ins on one area. Easier to function for me. And the other thing I had mentioned was positioning with the bottom forward D's. Now, like I mentioned before, if you're on a pruning job, you're pruning all day, you're even removals, and it's starting to dig into your hips from the top D's up here, you can switch down to the forward D's and it gives you a different ride, different positioning. You might find it's a little more comfortable, and it just depends on the person, you know. But this has been the Treemotion Evo, my absolute favorite. Thanks for checking us out.